Gang gang. Gang gang. Ooh.
By the way, guys, be sure to check out Cherry Crush TV. Wait, wrong one.
Is this real? Is this real? Is this real?
I want Galaxy.
Delicious. Brain free. Recalculate.
Roses smells so good. Roses smells so good. Roses smells so good.
Whoa, what a sick transition that fogged up my camera. Hold on. Hey guys, so I already recorded this video, but we had some audio issues. A lot of it sounded really foggy, and I think I was just kind of too far from the mic, so I thought I'd just re-record the entire rest of the video. Okay, so I'm gonna have to reintroduce everything, and I'm sorry if this feels a little uncomfortable because, you know, I feel like I've already said all this, but anyway, today's video is on the recent TikTok stream type of trend, I guess, the NPC streaming trend. You've probably seen it if you follow like a commentary YouTuber. I know Penguin Zero made a video on it. And I'm sure a lot of other kind of smaller YouTubers and stuff have pointed it out. I didn't want to make an initial video. I wanted to give it some time because I don't like just seeing something and going, "Oh man, this is cringe." You know, everyone come look at this cringe thing. I feel like that doesn't add any value. So now that it's been about a week since the trend really took off, you know, we're starting to see articles come out with information on things like how much they're earning, and we're starting to now see some drama in the field, which is a lot more interesting to me than giving an Azzyland impression in the bottom corner and just going, "Oh man,
No spicy.
this is crazy. I miss Kwebbelkop." So, yeah, I think it's important to kind of clarify as well what is NPC streaming. The best way to kind of describe it is to almost break it down. So, an NPC, if you've ever played video games, is someone, you know, you have a set thing you say to them, and then they have a set response.
Oh, someone's going to get hurt, all right.
And obviously streaming just means live streaming. So NPC streaming is where, let's say I go live on TikTok, someone gifts me a rose, and then I go, I love roses. No matter how many times someone gifts me that rose, I'm gonna say the same thing. And it's kind of a fetish, I think, when you really think about it. It is supposed to be a fetish. I think it's a pay pig thing. But I don't think it's any different to kind of like a Twitch pay pig thing, where it's like, you know, you gift to like the nice lady on Twitch so she can go write your name on the board. Actually, maybe a better comparison is almost ASMR streaming, because I think when ASMR first came out, we were all like, "Oh, this is weird. This is gross. We all hate this, right, guys?" And you kind of look around, and then there's that one weird dude who still kind of watches it in 2023. And I think that's what we're going to see with this trend. It'll probably get a different name than NPC streaming, eventually. Like there'll be a categorized fetish for it. But I do fully think that this is very similar to ASMR, because when you break down ASMR, all it is, you know, whispering and rubbing your fingers on the fucking mic. You know, that's weird to not like to normal people, but there's still select group of people out there who will actively look for that content, which means the trend isn't, you know, it's not over yet. The same thing with this. I still think, you know, now it's new, we all hate it. In 6 months, the weird ASMR dude might start watching this stuff more. So, I don't know. I don't think this trend is going anywhere, so it's kind of important that we understand it and understand why so many people have gotten into it in such short amount of time. Okay, I keep talking about things, but how about we actually watch one of the streams and I can explain what's happening to you? Okay, we're going to use my favorite example. Now, the most, I guess, popular streamer for this kind of content at the moment is Pinky Doll. She's probably the prominent streamer. She makes a lot of money from this, but we're going to get into that later on in the video. But just to dissect the trend. So someone sends in a GG, right? That costs them 1 coin to send in. She has a set response. She says, gang gang.
Gang gang. Gang gang.
Now you can send in 3 GGs, you'll just get 3 gang gangs. That's basically how it works. Is that these people are paying their money so that way the streamer will see the thing that they've just sent and then they have to react a certain way. And because TikTok has a list of GIFs options, right? And some of them are a lot more common than others, it's pretty easy to see the cheap flower or the cheap GG and have a set response to it. Things like galaxies, which go up in price, even the cowboy thing, which you would have saw in the weird trailer thing that I played at the start. All of these have set responses, and it kind of relies on people watching the stream and getting sick of the cheap one, so then they send in a more expensive one to kind of spruce it up a bit. It's a weird concept, but that's how the stream works. You send in a gift, they react to your gift, and then people go, oh wow, this is entertaining. I'll send in a gift so she has more things to react to. I want to start talking about the actual financial side of this trend. Okay, and I think it's important to understand that the gifts that people send in have a monetary value. They cost something to the person who sent it in, and then the creator gets a certain amount of the amount of money from it. It's not like with other streaming sites where you will send in a dollar or $10 like on Twitch. You have these gifts that cost a certain amount of coins, and you purchase the coins from TikTok. The example that I used before was the GGs, and a GG costs 1 coin. And 1 coin is about 1.4 US cents, or about 2.5 in Australian. And that's most of the gifts that get sent in, like the roses or like the gangangs, cost 1 coin. Because if you're spending 2.5 cents, it's really not the end of the world. But sometimes people get bored of that and they go, oh, I'll send in a more expensive gift, like a galaxy or like a cowboy. Okay, just to kind of spice it up and make the streamer maybe catch off guard, break character.
Hey, huh? Yes, 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 yes. Huh, rah, rah. Huh. Oh, thank you, baby. This is so cute. Ooh, yes, yes, yes. Hey. Yeah, strong woman. Hey, stop it. Stop. You're going to break the sofa. Why? Why? Why are you doing this? Why? You keep going like this, I'm going to sell the dog. I don't want a dog anymore. Why? Why are you doing that to the dog? Pat, amazing.
It's important as well with the sort of, I guess, claiming the money that you make from TikTok. It's important to understand how all this works. And I don't think I'm going to show you a graphic. I'm just going to try and explain it to you. Let's say you send in $100 worth of gifts, right? That's a lot of fucking gangs. But let's say you send in $100 worth of gifts. Straight away, of the gifts that you've sent to your creator, 50% goes straight to TikTok. So of the $100 so far, they've only received 50. They don't get the 50 in dollars yet. Now it's in diamonds. And in order to turn diamonds into real life money, there's 2 things that has to happen. First of all, another 50% goes to TikTok. So all of a sudden, that $100 has gone from 50 to 25. And another thing, they can only pull out 1,000 a day. Which, you know, it's pretty easy to say, oh, that's a lot a day. That's 350 grand a year. But when you hear some of the figures these guys are making, that's not a lot. So something that's important to remember is that these creators are literally getting a quarter of these donations, which cost 2.5 cents. So they're getting 0.6 cents per every gang. And that's of Australian cents, let alone the US cents, where they're earning about 0.3. I did a little bit of math here. I don't think this is really important because this is kind of like the minimum, I guess, but it's also not at the same time. If it's taking everyone about a second to say gang, and they're only earning 0.6 cents from saying gang, they're gonna end up with about $21 an hour from that, and 60 cents just from saying gang. But that would be very disingenuous to say that that's what people are earning, because I've read a lot of articles and saw a lot of TikToks about these streamers talking about how much they make, and it's a lot more than you would think. I do kind of want to say, I would like everyone to kind of guess how much this is worth, because we know there's a lot of money on the internet. All you got to do is check social blades for your favorite creators, and I'm sure that they earn more than some families. There's a lot of money in the internet space, and especially in donation places, because if you have an audience of, you know, there's tens of thousands of people that watch these streams. Even if, I don't know, 5% of them are all giving you $1, you're going to be making a lot of money. Starting off from like the lower creators that I saw talk about how much money they've made, there was a streamer called Kennekins, and she said that she made $240 in an hour and a half of streaming. That was her first time doing the stream, so that means she's making about $180 an hour. That's pretty fucking good. Keep in mind that doctors earn about, I think the average I saw was $54 in the US an hour. And all you got to do is say gang gang multiple times, and you're going to be earning 3 times that. Another streamer I read an article on this lady. Her name is Nerdy Winter. She made $700 in 3 hours with her first ever stream. I used to work at McDonald's, and I didn't earn $700 a month. And she talked about how she went up about 80,000 followers during the trend. But these two, absolutely nothing compared to the poster girl, I guess, for this trend. The one that you would have seen in any other YouTuber's videos, in my thumbnail, in almost everyone's thumbnail, Pinky Doll. Sorry for the bad audio. I'm editing the video right now, and I was just getting her account so that way I could like screenshot it and put it in the video. She's live as we speak.
Wow, I wanna give for you. Fire, fire. Ice cream so good. Oh, special. Ice cream so good.
Enjoy the video. Pinky Doll has been very vocal on this trend, and she's kind of had some drama, which we might get into towards the end, which has kind of really pushed her to the front of it. Now, I don't want to hate on Pinky Doll because I think she's been treated quite poorly, and I don't think she handles criticism well, but I really don't want to spoil all this. The thing is that she gets a lot of hate because she makes a lot of fucking money from this. Pinky Doll said that she's earning between 2,000 to 4,000 a stream, and she does 3 streams a day, and she said that she's making about $7,000 in a day. That's 50 grand a week. Like I mentioned before, with the only being able to pull out $1,000 a day, if you keep in mind that for every day's work, she has a week of pulling out the payments. If she was to keep going for another month, she would be pulling out these payments until next year at least. It's kind of like a crazy mental image as well, because like I said, she can only pull out $1,000 a day. So every day she wakes up, and I imagine she goes on TikTok to withdraw the $1,000. She's looking at how much money she's earned, and it's a yearly salary. I'll say it now. She's earned $60,000 off this trend already. Like I said, we're not even a fortnight into the trend being popular. It might take a few days, and then this trend will kind of go down. But to have already earned $60,000 this month, basically, is really good. Another important thing to kind of also add to this trend is that TikTok obviously is going to be making lots of money from it. You got to think that if Pinky Doll is making $7,000 a day and she's only earning 25% of what she's actually making, that means that TikTok is making $21,000 a day just off her. So of course they're going to be pushing this kind of content. TikTok is going to make millions of dollars off this trend. So expect to see a lot of it on TikTok Live. I was kind of surprised. I had to scroll through for hours to get enough content for that trailer and to find clips that I hadn't seen other people use before. Like I wanted to have my own sort of clips, but it took a long time, and I ended up with just non-NPC content like this shit.
Apa itu Qatar? Thank you for the follow.
So yeah, just one more thing with that is that TikTok is going to be pushing this shit, and you're going to be seeing this for even after the trend may have like lost a lot of popularity, you'll still be seeing it. They're not going to let it go for a while. I do think it's important as well to kind of understand that this trend will die out. Especially with pay pig trends, they tend to have a really steep decline, and then once they find where they're at, they just kind of stay there. But even if she lost 95% of the revenue, she'd still be on about $60 an hour. But yeah, like I said, with the decline, the way it kind of works is with pay pig content is when people stop watching, you're going to get less donations. And when you get less donations, less things are going to happen during your live stream. And when less things happen during your live stream, especially on TikTok, people will just scroll and you'll lose viewers. And you'll get this cycle where people aren't watching, so no one's donating, nothing's happening, so no one's going to watch. But like I said, if she lost 95% of her audience, she'd still be completely fine. But as of right now, she's thriving. Like I said, $7,000 a day is a lot. That's 50 grand a week. That's about 200,000 a month, and it's over 2.5 mil a year. It's a lot of money, man. An important thing to note as well is that she is an OnlyFans creator. I'll mention this later on, so I'll just kind of get back to what I was saying. She's a mum. She's a single mum. Like I said, I've had to read some articles, and she broke up with her partner due to everything that's happening in her life, and she was very dismissive of that. Said she didn't want to talk about it. So I'm sure it's sad for her, and I don't know, she's working 6-hour days every day. So I'm sure she's stressed, but I've also seen TikToks of her flaunting how much money she has. I don't know. Some more interesting things about her. She's talked about wanting to be a rapper because Cardi B retweeted one of her funnies. She thinks that she is going to become a rapper with Cardi B. She's talked about how she has Drake level influences in her DMs. Sounds like it's just Drake.
You won't believe how many rappers are in my DM right now. Yeah, I'm talking about Drake famous.
Jesus Christ. The thought of like a Drake song with her on ad-libs is terrifying.
Ay, yeah. Too much smoke now, they can't keep up with the kid, ay. 100 million if you talking about a crib, okay. Presidential if you talking about them reds. I had dreams of living lavish, but I checked that off the list. Jumping heads, yeah. They could never say I'm in. Tell me why they pussy fuck around and try to diss. Call it quiz, yeah. We know that ain't how you live. Got my shooters pulling up, they check you off the list.
I do also want to talk about the drama side of this community, because considering how kind of, I guess, not personal the content is, like you don't know a lot about these people based off just how they say, ice cream's so good. There is a lot of drama that seems to happen. I'm sure if I highlighted some of the chats in the lives, you would see a lot of the people that watch it are just there to make fun of them. And when your biggest audience is people that hate you, they will pick you apart. And I guess a big part of being able to last in that space is going to end up being resilient, not reading chat, and just kind of being okay, because the content that you're making is content that people are purposefully watching to make fun of you. As of right now, this trend is not as developed as ASMR. Nowadays, if I was to go watch an ASMR trend, I would be in the chat going, oh, this is weird, this makes me uncomfortable, but I'd probably be told to just leave, because by this point, that's not new. I went to the gym last night and I saw a 7 News story on ASMR. It's kind of a well-documented thing at this point. It's not as new and shocking as this. So the people like myself who went to go look at TikTok lives to kind of get some content and screen record this and put it up and all these things, we're all here as kind of tourists, a fetish tourist if you want. We're just here to make fun of the stuff. But in a few years' time, or maybe even a few months, like I said with the decline, you may just end up with people who just watch the content, and it's not weird, it's not shocking to them. They just watch it because they enjoy it. And I guess it's just kind of how it works with these things. We're all here going, oh, this is cringe, but in a year's time, it's not going to be as shocking to us anymore. So we won't care. And that way, the people that want to watch it and genuinely enjoy it, like the people who send in the donations, that's what the whole chat will be filled with. And it might be easier for these content creators. But for now, you got to be fucking resilient. And I think we've kind of learned that Pinky Doll isn't the most resilient, I think it's fair to say. I do want to preface this by this is not hate on Pinky Doll. I have a weird amount of respect for her. I think anyone who can ethically make money online should do it. There's certain things like, you know, Logan Paul's had a great way to show how to not make money on the internet. And I would much rather see him go on TikTok live and say gang gang, gang gang, than take hundreds of thousands of dollars. As much as I don't like the trend, I don't disrespect the people that do the trend, because at the end of the day, they're just people trying to make money. And getting to kind of know a bit more about her character after reading some interviews and watching a lot of different content creators kind of find out things that I didn't see, you do actually kind of start to feel bad for her. I'm not going to tug on your heartstrings and play you a bunch of footage of it, but to kind of give you a background on her, she was dating someone, and then due to all the fame, she had to break up with him because she no longer had time. She's also a single mum now. She has her child, which she's broken character to discipline in the past, and people have pointed that out and made fun of her on Twitter. I saw that a lot.
I'ma sell the dog.
I don't want to report too much on the drama with her. A lot of it is still kind of unfolding, but to kind of summarize it, basically, people have leaked her OnlyFans. She made a TikTok kind of boasting about her wealth and saying, oh, look at my big new house and my shiny new car. And then people took that as license to kind of attack her So they screenshot her OnlyFans and then leaked it. And there's certain ways which you should respond to things like that, and then there's certain ways which you shouldn't, obviously. And sometimes you just shouldn't respond to things, because if people look up her OnlyFans, you know, they might be met with some of this content, but that can still be seen as an advertisement to buy her OnlyFans. What you don't want to do is what she did, where she basically told everyone exactly where to go to find these catalogs of it and Twitter pages which were just reposting it. That's not as good, because if you're only seeing a few of them when you look up her OnlyFans or something, or if you've got to search Twitter and you can't find the pages easily, it's less likely that you'll just steal the content, I guess. I don't know, man. I'm not the OnlyFans police, but I just don't think you should be telling people where to find something which you offer as a paid service instead of them paying you.
Yo guys, someone just exposed my things for free on the net. Like, why would you do that? Waste your time, your energy, and your money. You buy my things and you put it on the web for free. Like, why would you do that? Why would you waste your time doing that? It doesn't make no sense to me. Like, I don't know who you are, what you want, but if I see you, I'm gonna sue you.
And she even started this weird thing where she wanted fans to directly send her messages on Snapchat.
So I'm asking people, if you have any links to any page possible, please send it to me on my Snapchat. I will respond to everybody today. So thank you so much for your time, love. If you're a real one, you already know what to do. So thank you, baby boo. Thank you, baby girl. Yes.
I don't know, that just seems a bit dodgy to be Snapchatting your primarily child audience, because let's be real, the people that watch this, some of them will be 40-year-old shirtless hairy men, and the other ones will definitely be children. It's brain rot content, and I'm sure children will enjoy it as much as some weird old adults, and it is kind of like an uncomfortable place to be. I'm sure there's going to be weird drama coming out of this industry in the future. I'm so certain of that. She made a video kind of confronting everyone, and that's not a good market to play. I really do think with her type of content, being less personal is good. So by her making her TikToks where she kind of talks directly to the camera and shares a lot about her life, it can be kind of, I guess, hard to then detach that when you watch, just say, the Gang Gang. I'm not saying she shouldn't have a connection with her audience, but to kind of complain to them and do all these things is kind of adding a little bit too much to the character of Pinky Doll, I guess. And there's some drama with how she's dealing with it, because in that case, you either silently like hire people to flag the content and get it all taken down, or you just don't really speak about it. Those are the two options you can take, because if you don't talk about it, people won't know about it, people won't find it, people will just pay for OnlyFans. But she took a weird route where she kind of attacked the people that shared it and then told everyone where to find it.
I went to Google, I write Pinky Doll Real, link it, and there's a lot of page. Not 1, 2, 3. There's a lot of page. Like, I was reading the comments and someone say there's 12 Twitter out here with my stuff on it. All my stuff on it for free.
And I think she was kind of trying to send people over there to kind of get them. Like, make sure you tell these people you're not okay with this. But all you're doing is driving people that pay for your service away, because you're linking these Twitter pages which are sharing all of your footage. You're giving the places to find these. I think for content which has a paywall, if you see a little bit of the content, like, you know, I can look at Premier League highlights. That doesn't mean that I'm not going to buy off the sport, but if someone's streaming the game for free, I'm not going to watch that either, because that's criminal. That's how I kind of see it. You can show a little bit of it and still have people buy it. It's almost like a trailer. So having, I don't know, 3 or 4 pictures come up before her OnlyFans when you look up Pinky Doll OnlyFans doesn't actually mean that bad for her business. But by linking these Twitter pages which have all of her content on them, then you are driving all your business. And for people that say that, oh, well, people would still find those Twitter pages if she didn't, it's a lot harder. And I think you'll find that when you're only searching with one hand, you're kind of just going to want the fastest thing that pops up. And you're more willing to pay for her OnlyFans that way than if you knew that you could get it all for free.
I was reading the comments and someone say there's 12 Twitter out here with my stuff on it. all my stuff on it for free. Like, do you really think that I was not gonna be a woman with one day, a wife or something? Like, if I want to erase my life, I cannot anymore because of people like you. You just expose everything. Like, I have a kid. One day he might gonna go on it and see it, say his mommy doing stuff you're not supposed to see. Like, why would you do that? Why would you do that? This is insane. Why?
She mentions that now that people are leaking her content, maybe in the future her son will see it. I've been raised with the mentality of whatever you put on the internet will kind of stay on the internet. And I've seen music leaves from my past that I wish weren't still on the internet, but it's kind of hard to get things off the internet, especially when you're in her situation where you're a prominent streamer in an industry. She was crying about how her son will maybe be bullied for it in the future, but that's something she should have thought about before uploading it to OnlyFans. That's not someone who re-uploaded its fault. I haven't looked at her OnlyFans pricing, so I don't know how much it would have cost for one of their kids' future bullies to kind of bully her with it. But you're telling me if a kid was annoying the fuck out of me, I'm not going to be willing to pay like $15 a month just to send him videos of his own mom getting fucked? That's a bargain. I don't know, this whole thing is like fucking, it's stupid. To blame people on Twitter for your own videos getting leaked that you recorded and you uploaded to the internet is stupid. There are TikTok gifts that she receives that cost more than her monthly subscription. It says here that there is a gift that costs $525. When you're making this much money, do you need to sell you getting fucked? There's one thing with this OnlyFans trend that I would like to see in the future. I think we're going to see it in about 15 to 20 years. Is that everyone who's made this kind of content in the future, it's going to affect their children, obviously. That's like, we all know that. But I wonder how many kids are going to be leaving school due to bullying. I don't know. This is like a weird thing that I haven't thought about till now, actually. But imagine in like 20 years, right? You're in middle school, you're getting picked on by your mate. All you gotta do is look up his mom's name, and there's an OnlyFans. Not only could you find the video which that kid was conceived, if you send that around the school and stuff, that kid's gonna have to move schools, obviously. The kids could be at schools for like 3 months at a time, and they're just gonna have to keep moving schools. We know people that had to move around the country because of things like military parents. That's gonna become OnlyFans parents. You're gonna have kids at schools for 3 months, and in the moment they start getting fucking annoying, the videos of their mum getting fucked in their like early 20s are gonna be leaked. Cause I've met people who have like military parents, and they're like out of school for like, you might be lucky if you're there for a year, but with OnlyFans mum, if it takes a year for you to piss someone off enough for them to like look up your mum, that's, oh my god. Imagine the shell shock, right? Every time he hears someone say your mom, he's just gonna be like, they know. Not again. Not again. Not again. Alright, man. It's like 3:30 in the morning. I might wrap this one up. I hope the audio is better in this one. I've tried to speak more direct into the camera. What do you guys think about this new type of video? The one where I'm just talking to you guys and kind of presenting some things that I found. This is some more of the content I want to try and make in the future. I still have another video idea coming out. I'm not 100% sure on, but I'm planning on like recording that in the next few days and editing it. So to kind of wrap up this video then, there's a couple different aspects to cover. First of all, I want to just reiterate, I have no hate towards any of these streamers. If everyone made money by putting themselves out there like this, I'd be a lot happier with how people make money on the internet. Like, this is a lot better than crypto scams to me. So I'm all for people doing this kind of content, and even the people that donate to it. As much as it is like a Twitch stream where it's like, if I give her $15, she'll write my name on the board. If you get an enjoyment out of that and that's how you want to spend your money, I can't tell you not to. Another thing as well is I was surprised by how lucrative this is. I knew that they would be making a lot of money, but I was thinking they might be making like $1,000 a day, not 7,000. I know that's an extreme case, but for anyone to be earning more than $1,000 a day by doing this trend is crazy. The fact that Pinky Doll could be making 2.5 mil a year from this is still fucking crazy, but I don't know. I think good for them. like make your money. I don't think that they should be, you know, treated as less. But yeah, I just wanted to also highlight the money because I've seen a lot of people try and downplay it. I watched an Atozy video. I don't normally watch Atozy, but he made a video on this and he pointed out that, you know, these gangs are worth a cent and you would have to do like, I forgot the number. I'll just play it.
Gang and ice cream, they're the cheapest and they're worth about 1 coin, which is 1.3 cents. So the pinky girl would have to say gang 1,154 times to make 1 hour of minimum wage in the state of New York. Interesting career choice.
And just to finally close off on the drama side of it, I don't think that she handled it correctly, but to be fair, I didn't know she had an OnlyFans until she announced that she had an OnlyFans because of all the issues. So I'm sure while a lot more people are going to be pirating her stuff, she's also probably getting more people subscribing. So Pinky Doll is doing well. That's completely fine. Keep doing well. Yeah, I don't know. Probably just call it here. Anyway, see ya.